Of course you do.
It's only 1:14.
Yeah,
Don't worry, bro. You'll be hungry after a chess match or two.
After a podcast.
Yeah.
This is 102.
Clearly, you have a lot to say.
What is this one going to be about? Convincing Roman to buy lunch?
Don't talk about it.
Alright,
ready? Is it recorded?
yes.
Oh, it's
Oh, it
recorded.
has? Is that going to be on the podcast?
I can cut it out.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's
You
start
don't have
again.
to. Fuck it.
Alright, whatever.
Because we admit that was fucked up last time we cut him off because of the fact that you were hungry.
Yeah.
You could have done it another way.
Yeah.
In fact, we should publicly apologize to Romo for
I apologize to you, Romo, for cutting you short.
on that great
Last
podcast
time.
you were on. You were talking about the
I'm
tools of the
101.
devil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
But hey,
devil
look at it as now there's gonna be a part 2.
Pretty much.
You can talk all that shit you want on another episode. You have your own episode still coming up about your own Dance with the Devil. And now we're gonna talk about here
Once it gets nice
About-
again, so we can be in my backyard, we can do them.
about the Great
Trees
Awakening.
and birds. Great Awakening.
All right, Romo.
About to say, like,
What do you-
We're going to get the title.
What is, since you brought this up, what in your opinion is the Great Awakening?
I think the Great Awakening.
Hey, episode what?
102. Is it sure it's 102?
102.
Now we're gonna make it 102.
Yeah.
Or we're lying.
It is because the last one was 101.
Alright.
100 was anxiety. Just
So,
dropped.
so we shouldn't be lying, but we might be. Alright, go.
Whatever.
Small margin of error.
Yeah, I guess it was something that I had to deal with this year. And I think it's because, I think you brought it up one time about the planets being aligned. Right?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of planets. There was a.
Or did you bring it up on a Friday podcast?
I'm sure I brought it up.
Is the Great Awakening a star alignment? What
I
is
think
this?
it's
don't
the Great
understand.
Awakening, to me personally, from my own experience, is that it's the world starting to realize that things aren't the way that they are, and the devil's tools that he's been using in the last almost, I would say, 100 years is starting to unravel. His lies are starting to reach its ends, and people are starting to realize a lot more, and not only about just the world around them, but within themselves.
Mm.
In
it's
other
like-
words, are you
feel
saying
you.
are you saying that we all are stuck in the material world and possibly don't know it?
What
and,
I would-
and are so enslaved by it that it's almost like the movie The Matrix is real?
What I would I would say that, but it would also assume that
Big gasp emoji.
it would also explain why there's such a deep, like a big old questioning. You see a lot of divorces right now, or you're seeing a lot of relationships or people with their own demons having a hard time dealing with it, or you're seeing a lot of relationships being tested right now.
Everyone's-
You're feeling a big test.
Everyone's
With
going through
everyone
the
right now.
apocalypse right now.
Pretty much, and it's like you're almost not in a sense being forced to choose a side, but in a sense you're having to choose light or dark.
Yeah, you have to choose this.
Yeah.
If it's a divorce thing, right? If you're in a relationship, you have to choose. Am I gonna be willing to take what this person said to me and want to change and try to be good and be what they want, or am I gonna say fuck you? If you don't love me, then leave, or just say no. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Or it's your self battles with your own self.
Where
It's
are we
just like,
gonna
I
go?
can continue on with the same hamster wheel in which I want to continue on.
Are we gonna go?
This toxic and bad environment or this toxic behavior, or do I want to continue on going towards the light? Do I
Yeah.
want to make a change?
Yeah, are we gonna go towards service to others or service to self? Which way you want to go? You gotta choose one or the other.
And what you don't realize, serving others, serve yourself.
But it's a big old humble pie that a lot of people are trying to eat. And
Eat?
some people don't want to eat it. And there's a lot of people that are like,
Oh.
I'm finally getting, I see it now. I see where the game is being played. I see what the devil's doing with the world. I see what he's doing to me and my own family. And, big questions being asked to a lot of people is, which side of the corner do you want to keep playing? Do you want to continue with old habits, or do we want to make the changes? The people who have been making the changes years before, because they've probably been seeing this coming, kudos to them. And I bet you a lot of people are getting hit like a dump truck hitting them right now because they weren't being aware of the signs of the big change, the great awakening that's going to happen.
So it's almost like when Atlantis was falling, there's rumors that there's people who knew it was coming and they tried to warn the others or
Yes.
prepare themselves. Almost like that's what
Because we can't sit here and say that from the past almost 10 years we have not seen this coming. Nobody in my age group cannot sit here and say we didn't see this coming.
To what coming? The spiritual awakening, right?
In some shape or form.
shit hitting the fan.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
knew something was going to happen.
The
We didn't know
downfall
what
of civilization.
form.
What some people I see that right now, the veil is lifting from the facade of the pharmaceutical industry a little bit.
Whoa, all those
people are people are starting to barely see that. People that in the beginning of the quote unquote pandemic were unable to joke about this quote unquote virus are now able to joke about it. So I think they're starting to see, okay, the CDC maybe doesn't know what the fuck they're talking
Whoa,
about.
whoa, whoa!
Oh,
all these flags.
Sorry.
You can literally talk about anything else. You gotta talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's humongous. It's, yeah, you're right, but hopefully it doesn't get flagged.
Those 3 letters, they're gonna get us flagged that you said right there. What else talking about? Oh, I don't think we like this.
What were you going on?
No, go ahead, Romo. I think you should go ahead and interrupt him. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I finished. I think people are waking up to that.
Oh yeah, he's finished. Yeah, come on.
I think it's also damn.
You talked about how it's good versus evil.
Oh yeah, it is a good versus
How
evil.
this is you talked about how this is showing people that you have to embrace the grind.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about trying to get to the end of the rainbow. Stop trying to get a reward. Embrace the work to get there. That's what it's all about. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what
And a lot of people being forced to like stay at home and shit. I think they started appreciating the little shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
oh,
they
man, I
started
like
to
when
kind of
it's,
see
seeing
even
my
the little
family.
things that annoy them.
Yes.
Now it's not like, well, I don't have time for y'all. I'm too busy. Now it's like, you know what? I miss my family. I don't see anybody.
Who knows if we get locked down, I'm not able to see them.
And
again.
some people are finding out how weak they are and how quickly they're willing to give up on on a contract that they made with God themselves, and how and it's crazy to see even in just regular relationships, even on themselves, how quickly they just give in. Even me, where I gave in to addiction, it's something that you have to be self-responsible about. Like, you have to be able to say in the mirror, like, all right, we need to stop. Like, it's not good anymore.
Right.
But your mind is just so sick, or you don't see it, that you don't want to face
You
it,
become
or you're
addicted to
running
the
away.
misery, so you keep feeding it with all these horrible things.
Yeah, society standpoint, sometimes, like, this is how the devil's been doing it, is that just drink your liquors away. Just drink your problems away. Well, what they didn't fucking tell you, and the underlining of it all, is that your demons can fucking swim.
Look,
Yeah, I
look,
hate how
how-
the billboards and stuff have alcohol and stuff, but they
And
never
that's
have
the
books.
devil's temptation, to be able to keep you
I'm gonna-
locked into what you're doing.
I'm gonna say what you're talking about, and put it in a more vague way. So there's the whole like how the society wants most of us to live in a constant fear state.
Correct.
And lo and behold, what's been going on the past 3 years? You know what I'm saying? Well, 2 years. Let's say 2, but it feels
Almost
like
3.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's been going on? They've been using the same tool over and over to scare you. And you know what? Like, the first time, wow, it got everybody. You know what I'm saying? We all got fooled. Okay, the second time, some of us. Now here comes the third one. And a lot of people are starting to fall off the boat. But
Yeah.
a lot of people are
Which is
starting.
frustrating to see.
Yeah, a lot of people are starting to see that, like, oh, okay, this, like.
Oh, some. Oh, okay. Yeah,
But those that bought into it, it's really sad because they basically bought into the fear state mentality. You know what I'm saying?
And what's crazy is that
It's the normalcy.
the only reason that they keep going with this, and I can't speak for everybody, but I would assume that,
You are the everyman, Romo.
but but I would assume it's because they don't want to admit to themselves that they were wrong, and then have to admit.
And that's something we have to do. Everybody has to do.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
that's
Because
part of the Great Awakening, having to own your shit.
show
Put it
humility.
together.
And
Type
look
facts.
how they've labeled just being against, like, wanting to take the COVID vaccines or anything.
Whoa, whoa.
They label you as like a guy who doesn't want to take any type of vaccine.
Whoa,
And it's not right.
That's Robert Kennedy Jr.
Fuck it, we're
Just
gonna
a
be
safe-
fighting anyways.
You just want to look. You just want safe. Cause we all got the polio and shit, all that shit.
Well, I
No, don't
mean-
justify yourself because someone else did it.
What? No, it's not even that, bro. It's having self-choice of what you want to do, but it's not labeling everybody one thing because they don't believe in what the majority of people believe.
And that's what the political party, the red and blue. I think that's
And then
people
you
have
see-
been like waking up.
Do you
That's
see how
why
they
it's a
make
slow
it?
wave.
That's the game, divide and conquer. That's the
Yeah,
game.
they
Yeah.
make it seem like, oh, these are the guys that you have to admit that you were wrong to, or anything like that. It's like, no, man, just say, hey, I don't have enough information, and you know what? Taking all these vaccines that they gave us is probably wasn't a good choice.
Sometimes saying I don't know is a very powerful thing.
Yes.
Powerful
Yes.
thing. It's humbling and it's like
It's honest.
It's
Do I-
honest, yeah, honest and humbling because you're admitting I don't know. Well, that's it. And
It's my personal choice, you know, and
owning your shit. I don't know.
and it's also only up to let's say self responsibility of like if we're wrong and we get sick. Okay, we're wrong. We get sick. All right. Well, I'll leave it in God's hands. That's basically what you can do.
Well,
There's
you know,
nothing-
you see, you get vitamin C, vitamin D, you drink water, you get in the sun.
Get on that horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, both of those can help, and they've both been politicized.
Horse tranquilizer.
The ivermectin.
Hey, okay, look.
Stop.
That's why you think I said it like that,
Sorry.
man.
Why do you think I lived
talk
on
about
that note?
social cues, not reading them
Yeah.
over here, man. Nah, so okay, so yeah, and it's trying to teach people, like for example, bro, like you said, there's a lot of people who are having relationship issues, marriage issues. You know what I'm saying? And you're having to realize, okay, there's a problem here, and if I want to fix it, there's work to be done. So some people have to accept that, hey, it's time to get off your ass and grind. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are starting to realize that that's what it's gonna take to make. I have been allowing my life to be on autopilot too long. I need to take it off autopilot and take control of my own life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the people who are expecting God, Jesus, to show up in a cloud and save everybody. Nah, man, we gonna save ourselves.
It's like
you know what I'm saying?
I think of what I said this a minute ago. It's like everybody wants to when they get down, then they dig themselves in a hole. They act like God doesn't hold His hand out for you to help you out of that hole. He's holding it out there for you, but you have to look for it. What he's looking for himself is you being self-responsible and saying, you know what, I don't know what's best.
I need help.
I need help,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry that I got myself into the situation that I'm in now.
Humility.
It's humility and it's self-forgiveness. Like, you know, you forgive
Yeah,
yourself.
forgive myself. I didn't know. I fucked up. It's okay. All you know, if you fucked up, you said something you shouldn't have said. You did something you shouldn't have done. Own it, and then apologize for it. And then obviously the best way to really apologize is to really never do it again.
Really act like
Yeah.
God won't always be there.
Yeah.
In fact, the deeper the hole you dig, you know, the more He extends His hand. But in a more symbolic way, if I can make it into something, it's that you could dig a hole, you know, and feel like you're digging it deep as hell, but in reality, you only dug about like 5-6 feet.
For God is shallow. No matter how deep your hole is, for God it's a shallow little hole.
Exactly.
It just get you out.
It's just you're so surrounded by darkness that you don't realize that you weren't digging shit. You know, you're just moving the dirt around. But that's what the devil does. He makes you think that you're digging a deeper hole than what you are. And the more that you say, you know what,
Enhances
Yeah.
the fear.
Mhm.
And then
He enhances the fear.
And also in the Great Awakening, what you find out is that yes, you have to own your shit, and you have to, and yes, your job is to do the work and save yourself. But that doesn't mean you're gonna do it alone, bro. Once again, that also humility also means being able to reach out and ask for help. You know what I'm saying?
Community.
Go, open up to a friend, open up to a family member. You know what I'm saying? Open up to someone who you feel you can trust. You know what I'm saying?
And if they fuck you over, well, fuck them.
Then
And
okay,
then you
then
find somebody
yeah,
else.
but don't lose your hope in humanity.
Right,
You know, because
right.
you get turned down.
Like,
once.
People are afraid to
don't
get-
be afraid to walk a path alone, but
Right.
also don't be afraid to go ask for help either. You know, it's a balance between the two. Because you see a lot of people want to
Yeah,
have to
do this.
a
balance.
lot of people will try to say, well, you said, well, no, it is. Life is about a balance. It's about, it's not necessarily about, oh, once I get married or once I get with someone, make them my life. No, bro, like, it's cool that you're going to have someone to be with and share time with, but you also got to walk your own path, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to give each other space. You got to give yourself time to be you and give them time to be them.
Alan Watts
Mm.
said a quote in a long lecture that he was talking about, and it was that having the balance between the yin and yang, and that is, you need to have disorder in order for you to be able to manifest order. So you need to have disorder in your life in order for you to have that, to understand what order is
Yeah,
and
well,
what
yeah.
order feels like.
You know what I'm saying? You know, true order is really order that's always ready for disorder. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna.
It's always being prepared for the chaos. It's you.
True peace. Yeah, true-
Oh, but Leonardo.
No, it's like true. It's like you said. It is saying the opposite. True peace is always being ready for chaos. You know
It
what I'm
is.
saying?
Mm.
And here's the thing that people need to understand too, because what they don't realize is when they try to take control and always have order and always like, all right, you know, I always got to prepare for the chaos. And like, you know, you feel like you're preparing for war. Don't feel that way. Feel like if it happens, it comes and happens. You know, it's life is always gonna throw you a curveball.
Yeah.
Be prepared, but don't declare a war
Yeah.
on the chaos.
If you're always looking for a battle, you definitely forget to live life. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
Yeah.
and that's I think the key thing in Alan Watts' lesson about the balance of life is that you're human. You know, it's the yin and yang, it's the good and the bad, but knowing that you're gonna be bad in certain parts of your life. But you gotta learn self-forgiveness and know that, okay, well, you know, if you've learned a lesson from the chaos that you created from whatever you did, now you can start knowing the balance of the good. You know what the good is now because you did so much better. You were in that chaotic, you know, environment.
You can also
You learn-
appreciate, my bad. You can also appreciate super happiness because we've been
Super depressed.
super
Yes,
depressed, and
right,
darkness.
right.
So then you appreciate the light, like
and,
wow.
and going back to what we were saying, like how do you balance yourself? Well, look, think of the sun. The sun, S-U-N. The sun protects you from the dark, but it also gives you life and gives you warmth, gives you love. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to be. You have to be someone that is definitely someone who can protect and be a warrior, but it's also someone who knows how to be compassionate and a loving person. You know what I'm
And this
saying?
is why self-forgiveness is so important, is because having too much light, yes, it can be a bad thing. Because what eventually happens is you feel like you're too enlightened, and then you start growing a darkness in you that you're not seeing, and it's always going to grow on the blind side. And if you're always in the light, you're not going to see where it's at. Once you find where it's at, you know, then you can address it. But
Yeah, you start
you start growing an ego to yourself.
Yeah, to where you think I have to become a Christ and that like I gotta be a spiritual leader, blah blah blah. But nah, bro. Even no matter how far you reach, we're always gonna be followers of God, and we're gonna be His. You know, we're under His rule, we're under His law. You know, if we ever wear a crown that is given to us by our fellow humans, we still have to understand that this crown is still under. You know, we're still under the rule of God. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so we're never. You're never gonna be the almost, all whatever, almighty. You know what I'm saying? You always have to, at the end, humble yourself and know that you might be in command, but you're second in command at all times, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Such as human.
Yeah, you give it to God. You know what I'm saying? Always give all glory to God, and that's it. It's good glory to God, not to yourself.
Because if
That's what that
you'll-
means.
You'll start to feel that God in play, like aspect, because you feel
Yeah.
so light, full, and this and that.
And
Like,
it-
yeah, but give it to your fellow man. That's how you humble yourself, is lowering yourself to that man and being like, let me see what you see and let me see what I can do to help.
But it's the human thing.
Yeah.
Nothing corrupts like ultimate power. You know what I'm saying? And so you give anyone a status or a title, and it's gonna go. For the most part, bro, a lot of people's gonna go to their heads.
Yeah.
That's why you have to go through that shit. You have to be someone who has been, you know, worn, you know, a little bit worn down by life and fought back. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why it's always my bad.
you got to be someone like Rocky, bro. Like Rocky has been in and out of fights. You know what I'm saying? He's been through dog fights, and that's why when it comes to that big fight and when he gets the title, he's a humble champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He embraced the grind. He realized it's all about the grind to get here to the top. Being at
And
the
when
top,
he didn't,
being at the top is nothing. You know,
And when
being
he didn't,
being the
no.
best is the end of the journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's the journey
It's,
that matters.
it's the journey that matters, and that's what God wants as His leaders. He wants people who okay, I'm gonna be a leader, but it's not gonna go to my head because being a king, we talked about this, is not some kind of privilege. It's a fucking responsibility and a big one.
Yes.
You have to be responsible not just for the subjects in your castle, but the people in your town, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a good king, you have to make it so things go good. You have to make sure that people don't rise up against you, plot against you, or get swayed by some crazy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? You have to manage your household and the goddamn kingdom. You know what I'm saying? It's a responsibility, not a job.
yeah, that's why Nicholas I has that quote, is even if I'm only to be king for an hour, I will show I am indeed worthy of the honor. It's because he knew that he had to carry that honor for not only just himself and his family, but for an entire nation of people that looked at him as if God's appointed king of the land. So he not only looked at himself as a king, but as a father to all his people. You know, they will follow whatever he chooses to do. And he always has to be humble enough to understand what it feels like to be at the lowest part of his kingdom.
And he had to
You're
have
only
the
as strong as your weakest
Right,
person.
right,
You know?
right. He had to have all the best interests.
Exactly.
How long has it been?
Fine, not that long.
20 minutes. I like it.
All right.
Great Awakening 102. Yeah.